After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 466. Today is Saturday, August 7th, 2021, as we are recording. My name is Marlisha, also known as Lady Furnico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
We want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we're glad that you found us. We hope you see something you like and that you will return. If you are returning, we're always glad to have you back. And if you are in the shadows, either new or returning, please feel free to press the little subscribe button on your right, and it's a little red button, and maybe tap the bell so you can get notifications. And if you want to take part in the alongs and the giveaways and things like that, that usually happens at our homepage, which is phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums.net, and that is in the little description box below the video. Okay, that one kind of fast.
Usually does.
I'm a little off because my notes are not in my normal format, and it's throwing me off. So, okay. All right.
Tea.
So you go first.
I have 2 mugs to show because I didn't finish my breakfast tea. The one I'm currently drinking from, I'm now drinking my breakfast tea in a smaller mug so I can have a chance of finishing it before stuff. This is my Serenity Mug. Came in a St. Box Mom got me. It has Serenity Prayer on it.
Is that in Teresa?
Serenity Prayer? No, this was the St. Gemma, the one.
Oh,
for,
right.
The other one for migraines.
Right.
It's not Teresa Babylon.
Right. Okay.
You can't find centerpieces for St. Gemma.
Yeah.
I think it's Gemma.
Is that Gianna?
Maybe Gianna?
I don't remember.
I have to look at her box again. But I love part of what I love about it is I got the mug and I got a shirt with it, which was awesome.
It was a nice box.
It was a really nice box. And then my untouched peppermint tea is in my All I Want Is to Hug All the Bunnies mug.
And what are you eating?
I'm having a rice cake. I'm on a bland diet right now because of gut issues. So
yeah. Now in my Memento Mori mug, because I didn't pick up a different mug this time, my Memento Mori mug is also, I have peppermint tea, and I'm having a stroopwafel, a caramel one. So pretty much the same. I didn't feel like digging around for stuff. And I've been having a little bit of issues with my stomach. I think because I've been having too much gluten or too much dairy or something. So, peppermint tea and stroop. Okay?
yay.
All right. So, you have 9, and I think I said I had 6.
I think you did too.
Okay. But before we do that, we need to go into our alongs and things. The PHN Christmas All Year Long Cal Lao 2021 is halfway done, almost more than halfway done. We're in the 3rd quarter for that because we give prizes every quarter. So this started in January of 2021 and goes to midnight on December 31st, 2021, which that's Eastern Standard Time, just to make it easy for everybody to know what midnight is, what time zone we're doing. It's Eastern Standard Time because that's where we're based. But if it's still open, you're some other time zone and it's past midnight in East Coast and it's still open, you can still put something in there. Just don't bank on the fact that it might be open later.
Right.
Because we want all your projects to get in there, okay? And let's see here. Projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted. Previous whips are allowed, but must be worked on during the along. Chatter and pictures are in the same thread. 1 whip per project per week. That's 1 work in progress per project per week. The FO for that project whenever it's finished. It doesn't matter if you posted a whip project that week or not. If it's finished, you can post it, okay? Any FOs in Franciscan Gypsy's Designs, Lady Furnico Creations, yarn or my shawl pattern or Lollipop Girls yarns or Laura Concert Designs patterns will be eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the finished object only. If you use a featured pattern with a featured yarn, that's 3 chances at a prize for the finished object only. You are responsible for your own multiple postings, as always. You guys are awesome. The hashtag is hashtag PHN Christmas All Year 2021 on Instagram. And if the FO uses 50 yards or less, please post it with another FO of 50 yards or more, okay? Want it to be more than 50 yards to be eligible for a prize, okay? Operation Christmas Child or any projects going toward Christmas donations are eligible for 2 chances at prize. That includes our pregnancy center over here. I thought we had one thing. Comforting Crafts, I think, was the other one.
I think so.
But that's Comforting Crafts will not be accepting donations after September, I think. You can ask Brittany for that. Let's see here. Oh, we do have Christmas colors. I don't know. This is very strange. It's like I don't have all my information on here for some reason. Christmas colors are.
What should all be on there?
Yeah, I don't understand why. Okay. Reds. Okay, I found it. Greens, blues, reds, whites or creams, gold, silver, purples, and pinks. So there's a lot of options. No oranges or blacks or anything like that. It has to be predominantly Christmas colors to be eligible for multiple chances at a prize. Okay? And we have 2 prizes for the 3rd quarter. We have Knit Picks Bravo Worsted. There's 2 skeins in, I think it's an avocado color, which is really pretty. And there's a skein of, the second prize is a Death by Pumpkin Spice sock yarn. I think it's sock. And a small blue bag, and I think that's with pink. That's what that means. I think I left out an N.
Oh.
Okay, so that takes care of that. If you have any questions, you can look on the boards, or you can contact me or Talia. Talia won't answer you probably, but contact me or contact Rena maybe. She's our most active.
Try.
Yes, she does try. Rena is very active, and we also have another couple of moderators. Patty's very good, and of course Valeria is also a moderator. Mm-hmm. Now, the Cardiac Dysautonomia Awareness 2021 is PHN CDA 2021, and this is July 1st through September 30th, so we have about another month and 3/4 to go on this one. So plenty of time to get your projects in on that one. And some of the colors should cross over to the Christmas and to the PHN Cardiac, because blues and reds. Whips and FOs will both be eligible for.
Did you say the PHN Cardiac? You mean Dysautonomia Cardiac?
Yes, I do. PHN CDA 2021.
Oh, okay, you didn't say for some reason.
I don't know. Anyway. Okay. 1 whip per project per week. The rules are basically the same. The hashtag is PHN CDA 2021 on Instagram. And the projects have to be, like I said, worked on. They can't be something that you have sitting around that's been finished for a while and that fits the parameters. It has to be worked on during the along. The featured patterns, featured yarns are the same as in the other along. You know, my stuff, Talia's stuff, and Laura Concert stuff. Okay, so yarn patterns that are they meet the requirements. They're shades of blue, shades of teal, shades of red, and shades of pink, predominantly. Anyone or all, okay? And I was gonna say, I don't know why I'm so discombobulated this morning. When you have the marriage of the yarn and the pattern, as always, is 3 chances at a prize for the finished object only. Let's see. Okay, that's it for that one. I need a drink of tea. Unfortunately, it's not caffeinated. I probably should have gone for a caffeinated, but that's good. Okay.
We're about halfway through our bag, would you say, of peppermints? I forgot to bring the peppermint with me to show.
I don't know. Okay, the Tortoise versus Hare is Laura Concert's baby. Okay, and she asked us, as she always does, which is really sweet of her from the beginning, to be co-host for her with this.
Well, she developed it for us.
Now for this, it runs July 1st through September 1st, and
I actually read at the beginning of the podcast, sold to Valeria.
Oh, yay!
Pattern.
Yay!
So someone's thinking Tortoise versus Hare, or maybe they just like bunnies.
Bunnies, yeah. Okay, so the rules are basically the same in our group. If you want to take part in in this for Laura's group, then, you know, and you should, okay, because you have to be eligible. To be eligible, you have to be in both groups. So check out her Facebook page or our threads. They have Laura Concert on it saying where to post.
I think Laura's a little bit more flexible because she knows not everyone's in Ravelry.
Not everybody's on Ravelry in our group. So
or on Facebook.
Right. So she gives multiple ways of posting your project. She's been very, very generous with that. So we appreciate that. So just go into our thread and you can see all the different ways. The featured patterns are all bunny or turtle patterns that are created by Talia or by Laura. If I ever do something else, which is not likely in the near future, mine would also be there. Or my yarns or Laura's yarns that are bunny or turtle themed. They are eligible for 2 chances at a prize. And if you do the featured pattern and the featured yarn together, 3 chances at a prize for the finished objects only, okay?
Yeah, and it's not all of Laura my patterns, only the ones that are bunny and...
Right, only bunnies and turtles. It can be toys, it can be color work. It doesn't have to be toys only. It used to be toys only, but not anymore because not everybody does toys, okay? So Laura wanted to let everybody in and we agree wholeheartedly, okay? Okay. Any turtle rabbit themed patterns, yarns, or projects will be counted toward the Cal Lao eligible for prizes, but the featured ones, like we said, Talia's and Laura's and mine, okay? All right, and that takes care of that. Oh, and it looks like, Talia and I have been discussing this, it looks like next year's year long is going to be back to Tea and Tales. So you might want to think about what books you want to do, what themed patterns you want to do. Check out Joanna Johnson. And
we have some really good tea and tail ideas for like prize types of stuff.
Yes, so we like Tea and Tails. These we like all of them, but Tea and Tails is fun. So
that was our first year long.
It was both second year too. They asked for a repeat, so we did 2 of them, and then we did Charity, and then we did this one. Okay, so that's the one to think about once we hit January 1st. Okay, all right. And I think you go first because you have 10.
Yeah, we also did. No, you're right. Excuse me.
We also did what?
I thought there was another year long, but there wasn't.
No, I think we've only done, this is our 4th one, I think.
Okay, so in my Silver Shed USA Peanuts Christmas bag is the Divinity's Christmas stocking design. Working on the last chart, then I have to just do the last pieces, the last parts, toes and heel. Toe and heel. Not toes. It doesn't have multiple toes.
Not two socks.
So once that's done, I'll be able to have a pattern for testing, which I'll probably give you guys a decent amount of time for testing simply because I have trouble keeping up with emails sometimes. So
are you going to try and get that out by Christmas?
Oh, I want it out. Well, I'd like to have it released by Christmas, yeah.
Maybe Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that one. I think I do one more, don't I?
You have 10, I only have 6.
No, I have 9.
Oh, okay.
Let me bring up my shoes. I would have had 10 except for ripping.
Except for what?
Ripping.
Oh, ripping.
Sorry, it's thinking.
Thinking.
There it is. Okay.
I'm taking this opportunity to get some of my stuff eaten or drunk.
Okay, so the next one that I show, because I like to do it in order so I don't forget what I've already done.
Right.
Excuse me, is Canary Song. This is in my... Where did I put the bag? It must be on this side. Yeah, here it is. It's in my Knitter's Magic pink and brown bag. Stay. And I really intended to work more on this because I have 1, 2, 3. I have 5 12 round repeats to go before I do the next armhole.
So you have 60 rows.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Well, it's, you know, if you have any sort of shoulder, width. You
Right.
know, you're gonna have a decent amount.
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot. It's pretty though. Look at that.
So,
Isn't that pretty?
because right now it looks like it's almost in the middle.
Yeah. You can see how it's going to fit.
Yeah.
Nice. It's not a very long sweater, is it? Let me see.
Well, you're looking at the wrong. This is right there.
Okay. Well, put it down so I can see what.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to stick your arm in it for some reason.
No.
So
Okay, yeah, that'll fit fine.
it's going to be about here. Because remember, that's where the but it's probably got a drop sleeve, is my guess.
And it's probably got blocked. You said blocked.
Yeah. And I don't know if it has an edging. I can't remember.
Doesn't it have some kind of applied something or other?
I don't remember. I'd have to look. I honestly, I haven't looked that far in the pattern.
Right.
It's been a very long time. I've just been focusing on the straight ahead because I know there's quite a bit of lace to go.
The lace make it interesting, though.
Oh, lace isn't a problem. It's just that it's almost been pointless to look ahead to the point of if there's anything to add at the end, just because.
My tea cooled down really fast. I'm not sure why.
Let's see, what size did I even make?
Maybe I might think, didn't you?
No, because I made the small one because that's a 30 to 38.
Oh, okay.
So,
And that's what are we?
it would be a 32-inch tall, 60-inch
cross.
across. So, and also I think, if I remember correctly from the way it looks, yeah, you see your sleeve, I think it's supposed to be, yeah, if there's your lace there, it's above the sleeve. It's not going to be right up here. It's going to be down here somewhere where the hole is. Because it's more like, I think she called it a shawl sweater.
It looks like that's the sweater that kind of got me started this year on wanting to do sweaters again because it's just so pretty.
But I don't think there's anything. Let's see. Oh, it looks like I do. Oh no, that's for the sleeves. So I thought I was just checking to see if I had any sort of ribbon. It doesn't look like it actually. Although it sure looks like there's something along the edge in the picture. I might be just mislooking at it.
Where do you think there is? Maybe. It might just be the garter stitch.
It might just be garter. It looked almost like ribbing to me, but I guess it could just be the way the garter's landing. Yeah, it's probably what it is. But I'll see when I get to that point. From what I gather, I just have to keep knitting as I am and then worry about picking up for the sleeves.
That's nice.
So, you're probably right. It probably is just the garter. Just
I don't know. I mean, because if you look at it this way,
yeah,
it looks like it's going.
Yeah, it looks more like ribbing that way. Okay.
Oops, there go my show notes.
So yeah, that's my two.
Okay. My first one is in my Ploverbird pink and purple teacups bag, and this is my comfy cozy shawl from the scrap shawl pattern by Anastasia Zattel. And this is basically a Miss Babs Yowza in various shades of green, teal, that kind of stuff. I did a little bit on this because I still have my hook in it. And it grows. It does. It grows. So there it is. I'm going to put this around you. Okay. I have to tell her because she startles.
Yes, I do.
She'll jump. So.
I won't just jump, I'll gasp.
Go, it's funny.
Well, no, actually, it's not always eep. Sometimes,
Yep.
that's usually more common is the gasp.
So that's this, and it's coming along. I think I'm still on the. Yeah, I'm still on the multicolored. I'm not quite ready to change colors yet, but so it's moving. It's moving along.
Mm-hmm. Yay! And that one is yours.
This is mine. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me just.
Unless she pulls some kind of, I want the other one.
No, I wouldn't do that to you. All right, let me just.
It's a good thing I'm not trying to have this finished for the retreat.
Thank you.
If I get to go or not.
Just need to do this last stitch there. Okay. Okay. Sorry, this last stitch is being problematic. There we go.
It's like I am caught here. I thought I cut everything.
Oh, that's where that quote's from. I had the quote, my food is being problematic, and that's actually a Firefly quote.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but it came to my head suddenly. It's in the...
Was that River?
Yes, good
Okay.
job.
Okay.
Same episode as Jane's hat. Remember, it was like a snack. They called it like a planet or something. It's on a stick and it hangs, and she's trying to eat her snack, and every time she tries to go forward, it moves on her.
Like a pinata.
Yeah, and she just sort of stares at it. Actually, I think someone like it's either Jane or Mal, who's like, you know, she's a genius, but she can't figure out whatever the name of the snack is.
It's kind of rude.
Yes, it was actually. Now I think about it, which means that doesn't mean anything. It could still be either Jane or Mal, because Mal can be rude sometimes.
Yep. Yes, you can.
Alrighty. I think this is my last one of 2.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
9. I have only 6.
Because
If you had 10 and 5, you'd have 2 of each.
but I have 9 and you have 6, which means I have less than that amount and you have more than that amount.
We'll see how it goes. It might be one more. Maybe.
If we do, I'll do it toward the end.
Yeah, no biggie. I can't math right now.
So,
Apparently I can't speak either. Okay.
in my Silver Shed USA Kitties in the News bag, the Kitty Chronicle late edition. Let's see.
Somebody said you must be running out of stories by now.
Yeah, I figure I'll be repeating some. Okay, let's see. I might have done this one before, but we're going to do it again even if I did. Oil prices surge, but Sal's short hair cashes in, by Ollie Oriental. Prices at the pumps reached an all-time high today, but no one is suffering who purchased an electric racer from Flying Feline and Company. The fast-moving compact is a new favorite among all breeds when it comes to travel these days. Sal showed left at a massage, just got ASPCA approval on his newest venture, the Curiosity 707, an economic electric jet plane that promises not to kill the cat. Satisfaction guaranteed. Yeah, I think next time what I might do is grab top stories and then go across so I know which ones I've done. And then I can start over.
I thought I cut this one, but I guess I didn't.
So in here is my Lake of Shining Waters. It's my Anne sweater from the Green Gables Knits by Joanna Johnson. Oh yeah, the last sweater is by Joanna Johnson too. So this one grows.
Might have to make her a featured thing in the Tea and Tails.
That would actually be a good idea. I think we did
we've
that
done it before.
one. Yeah, I think that we did that one year. I'm trying to see.
We did her and we did Mom Cook, I think, because Mom Cook has a lot of story type things as well.
Well, the one we also did was the lady who did our hat for us.
Yes.
She actually contacted me.
Yep. She was the second year, I think.
Was she second year? I can't remember.
I think she was.
No, we were still in Ravelry. Second year we weren't.
For Tea and Tails? We were half and half.
Oh, okay. I thought that was for the first year. I can't remember. Okay, so as you can see, it's growing. But, I mean, I think this is only 1.5 inches so far for the ribbing all the way around. I had to be 5 inches. Well, I think they say 4.5 to 5. Mm-hmm. But I'd prefer a bit of a wider ribbing for that because then it means it's a little bit more of a chance of a crossover.
Right.
And since it doesn't make a difference, I'll just go to the 5 inches. I have more than enough yarn.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes my pockets a little bit deeper. So, yeah.
Very cool.
I really look forward to having this. When I'm done with the ribbing, I do the sleeves. Because every time I think I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I'm just about done. And I'm like, nope, no. Don't get too excited. It's not just the ribbing. You have the sleeves to do too.
Yeah.
But it's fun because it's looking like a sweater.
Right. There's a bit of progress on it.
Well, it's hard to tell with the ribbing because, I mean, I'm using DK weight yarn and it's alpaca, so it's not necessarily a thin DK weight, but it just feels like it takes a while. And then I'm only using US 5s, so it takes a little while to grow.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a thin DK weight.
Yeah, maybe it's just the US 5s. So it takes its time growing. There we go. Also, I can only work on this if there's a fair amount of light because it's a rather dark yarn. One more. Next one to show is in my Silver Shed USA Bat Signal bag. Sorry, it's caught on another bag. You couldn't help. Sorry, it was caught on the strap. If you had helped, I might have knocked something over. And I already have things kind of precariously here. I really don't want the hot plate to fall.
No, that would short out.
So in this is Puget Sound. It's the men's fundamental pullover by Jen Hagen. So I've been making it for Dad.
It's gonna be really nice when it finished. Bring out his eyes really nicely.
So this is the back still. Back hasn't changed. And this gets worked on about once a day. So I usually get a row or two done a day. And yeah, so I mean I'm not even halfway through the back. Or through the front. I know that it's not. I'll probably start. Let's see. I had to do. Oh, wrong. I'll look later and see how far I have to go. I know for the front, it's not going to be quite as long as the back because it to allow for a little bit of room for the head and all that. I just can't remember how far I have to go, but I'm obviously not there yet. And this is a nice project for when you have migraine or can't focus or whatever because you really just knit.
Knit round.
Well, okay, you knit and purl because it's stockinette.
Right.
But regardless, it's very simple. So there's not it's really hard to mess it up until you get to a point where you're going to be doing a little bit of shaping.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, there's that one.
All right, let me just mark this. I'm going to start a bunch of things. I'm not going to just worry about doing more than, a little bit on each project. If I feel like working on it now, I will. Mm-hmm. Because when Mrs. Helm comes, I'll probably be doing a lot of that. If my hands will allow me to. I can do more on it then.
I think you kind of overestimate how much you'll work on anything when she's here. I have a feeling you guys will be talking more.
Oh, we'll talk, but that doesn't mean we can't. That's simple, Besides, when I got her there, I can ask her questions. Okay, my next one is in my Mama C. Lars Al's bag. Thank you, Christina. Oh, Christina, I did answer your question on YouTube. I did it yesterday, so you might not have seen it yet. Okay, this is my bag and wrap project from the Burrow Wrap pattern by K.F. Jones of Bakery Bears fame. And this is a bunch of different yarns. I'm not very much further on this because honestly, I think it's on 7s, but it takes a while to do to get any distance on it, any growth on it, but it's coming along and I'm enjoying it, and I'm not.
I think you also haven't been working on it a whole lot.
I haven't. I've been
because that's actually not 7s with that. It's not that wide or anything like that. I think it's just that you haven't been working on it.
I've been in more of a crochet mood, so that's the main reason. And I love this project. I love all Kay's projects that I attempt. So it's just I haven't really been working on it a lot, but I did some. See, it is growing, and I've got. If I sit down and just do it, I could finish this in a couple of days.
Oh yeah,
this particular section. I just haven't sat down. So, and I keep mixing it up with a different thing I'm doing. How I'm supposed to do the edging. So I have to keep looking to see how I'm supposed to do the edges, because the other thing I'm doing by her is slightly different.
Right. Is that all for that one?
That's all.
Okay. So next for me, bring up my show notes again. Alrighty. Oh, this right here. So let me go ahead and do the last 2 stitches so I can show you.
It's moving along pretty well.
So this is in my Silver Shed USA. Oops is a bunny bag. Everyone take your drink.
Yes, I will as soon as I'm done with this stitch here. I don't want to... There.
Try to do that's poking myself in the face with my DPN. There we go. It looks like I've got myself tangled somehow. And I threw my DPN down. Oh, there's my DPN and there's my phone.
Excuse me.
So I'm not sure what I get tangled in.
Wait a minute.
What?
I want to make sure you weren't tangled in my
No, I wasn't tangled in you. I could tell it was the same yarn.
Okay.
I have 2 skeins of yarn in there, so that's why I'm tangled in.
Okay.
And then also the center came out of this ball and tried to start tangling with what I was knitting with.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, this is a Macintosh. That was the so-called one of a kind that I had several of.
Yeah. I like... Well, usually when that happens, it's one of a kind, but it's one of a kind in the batch.
Yeah.
In the die set. Die lot.
I think I might even have 1 or 2 more of this.
That'd make a pretty turtle.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be
Or an owl.
Be pretty bunny.
No.
Yeah, it would.
No.
Yeah.
It'd be a scary bunny.
No, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would.
No,
You'd have to call it Jewel or something.
It would have, like, these... It would have blue eyes.
I think blue would be too dark unless you
No, you do
sky blue.
a light... It would be a sky blue.
Yeah.
And it'd be pretty. Okay, there. Just wanted to make sure that this doesn't start knotting again with the other yarn. Okay, so... this progress marker is where I was at when I started knitting on it this week. So I got quite a bit done this week. I have quite a bit more to go because I have to go until the foot measures about 9 1/4 inches, and I'm not at 9 1/4 inches. When I'm at 9 1/4 inches, I could do my toe. I actually haven't had one of these house socks in a while. This is, I don't think I said what the pattern was. Dance All Night socks. And I said what the yarn was. Let's see. Yeah, I'm only at about 6 inches right now.
Right.
So I have a little while to go before I have to worry about it.
Miles to go before you sleep.
But yeah, I'm gonna this is probably the first time I've actually knit this in a true worsted.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a tendency to knit this in like a light worsted or DK.
Right. Macintosh is definitely a true worsted.
Well, it depends on the Macintosh. There's Tosh DK and Tosh Sport, and
well, Sport is not a DK.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they're
and DK.
You said it was definitely a worsted.
Well, if it was a worsted, it's usually definitely a worsted.
Yeah,
that's what I meant. This is definitely a worsted.
Not
that all of them are worsted.
That's what it sounded like you said.
No, because you were saying that you were doing this in a worsted. I said, well, that's definitely a worsted.
Anyhow.
Pay attention to the nuances.
That wasn't actually what you said, but okay.
It was what I said. Okay, let me see here.
The implication was that all Macintoshes
No, not remotely.
Yeah.
Not based on what you just said. Okay. All right, let's see here.
I don't have the brain power
you
to
might hear
prove my
some
greatness.
you might hear some noises in the background. My husband is out of his art room. He's not, it's early yet.
I was going to say, that's awfully early.
Yeah, let me just put this in here for a second so I don't get this confused with other things. Let's see here. Okay, put this aside. Okay, my next one is that right? Just did that one. All right, my next one is in my Silver Shed USA Green Star Wars bag. And this is my Mad Hatter Cowl project in the Cerebelle pattern by Sarah Sweethearts. And this has made a little bit of progress. The yarn is Miss Babs Yowza. This is Mad Hatter, right? Because that's why I named it that.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so a little bit of... I honestly don't like the way it looks on our big screen because I think it's because you have it on dim.
Yeah, I do have it on dim.
But it's really pretty. This is really...
it won't show up dim for them. It's just showing up dim for us.
Right. I'm going to have to be careful not to get it wet, though, because it bleeds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not her fault. I'm sure she washed it because every once in a while you get a color that just bleeds.
Well, that one, I had one time where I actually had just washed it after, it had been made and already been blocked and all that, and it still bled.
When I washed the socks that you made me out of this, it still bleeds.
Mm-hmm. And that's been a pair of socks for a while.
Yeah. I mean, it might be getting less now, but it just bleeds a lot because the colors are so intense.
Well, they're so saturated.
They're very saturated, and pinks and reds and things like that do tend to do that sometimes. But this, yeah, I'm just using a DK Yarns Mad Tosh, and the hook is probably a little larger than I need for a DK yarn, but it gives me a nice fabric for this particular pattern.
I was wondering if it's mostly the primary colors that tend to bleed. Because that's your greens, your reds, your blues.
My blues and greens don't always bleed. And purples sometimes, they're not consistent. The pinks and the reds are pretty consistent if they're really saturated. But, yeah.
Well, my first experience with the yarn that bled was a green yarn that it even dyed my finger.
Yeah, I remember that. That was pretty funny, actually.
And I still have it.
The green finger.
I have the
yarn.
What's left over of the yarn, almost a sweater's worth.
Wow, that's a knit picks, isn't it?
It is. So if I really did want to knit a sweater out of it, I would just go and pick up, fill out the rest of the amount, because it probably hasn't changed that much.
Do you remember what the colorway was?
Oh, it's on bell band. The ones that I have are.
No, I was just curious if you knew it right now.
Oh no,
I remember it being really pretty because you made that shawl out of it.
Yes, No, I don't remember the name of the colorway. That I just haven't used it. Recently.
Okay.
But it's in Stroll. Stroll?
I was wondering if it was Stroll. Stroll can some of those colors can.
Yeah, and
bleed.
it's a little bit of a rougher yarn.
In compare workhorse yarn.
Yeah, it's a little bit more of a workhorse yarn. But I think it would be a nice. It could be nice as any kind of sweater, honestly, as long as it's not super next to the skin.
Now the Stroll sock is not.
It might not be Stroll. Maybe it's a different base.
It might be.
I can't remember. It was an early Knit Picks yarn for me.
And they might have changed bases since then.
Maybe they had to wash it a bunch of times too because it was so saturated, and that might have made it a little rougher.
Maybe.
Okay, so the next one I need to show, I actually did quite a bit of work on. Because it wasn't anywhere near this amount of work last time you guys saw this. In my...
I don't remember you using that bag out here. Were you only doing it in your room?
No, I just haven't worked on it in a while.
No, I meant this week. I don't remember.
No, I was only doing my room.
Yes, I was wondering.
Yeah.
Of course, you weren't out of your room that much this week.
I might have brought it out with me, but I was working on other ones. And also, when I'm over here, you don't always see the bag I have.
Right.
So in my red, I guess canvas bag, this is my Embers cardigan. That's the project name. The pattern name is Calligraphy Cardigan, and it's by Hannah Fettig. Now, I will give a heads up that she does kind of assume knowledge. There's a point where she uses EOR as an abbreviation.
Is that end of row?
Every other row.
Every other row.
And and she doesn't clarify.
Wow.
Now, I had already made an assumption based on the fact that I'm an experienced sweater knitter. And that what I've seen in other sweaters, plus I have at least 6 sweaters going right now, so I'm kind of in the mode. So just keep in mind that there is some assumed knowledge. She never at any point has an abbreviation list that includes EOR.
Yeah, that should because that could be more than one thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I finished the shawl collar, and
oh, that's nice.
I am doing the increases to build out to the shoulders. It's kind of hard to show with the shawl. There we go.
Very nice.
So I just continue in pattern for a while, and I'm glad. I think that if it had just been a plain yarn, it might not have been as interesting. I might have lost interest, but because there is some variation to it, it's keeping my interest. But it's not. I don't feel like it's an obnoxious amount of variation.
Well, it reminds you of falling leaves.
Yeah,
or something.
It feels like something you could wear with blacks or browns or reds or oranges. It feels very
even
autumnal.
yellow.
Yeah, even yellow. You're right.
Gold.
Yeah, it's very autumnal. Where is my thing that I had it?
What are you looking for?
My needle thing.
Oh, your minder thing?
Yeah. Oh well, it's fine. It's not important. I'll find it later.
Okay.
I might still be looking for it, but it's no sense in wasting the podcast with you looking for it too. Okay. That's all for me.
Okay, let me just mark this. And I forgot to put that in my bag as well. Let me just put this away. I'm sorry, guys. My voice is not wanting to cooperate, so I'm sorry if you can't always hear me. I'll try to speak up a little bit. Don't want to lose that. Okay. All right, my next one is in my Silver Shed USA blue PHN Faces bags. This is Mike's artwork. And I will give you an update about the bags later on. Okay, for the 10-year. But this one is my special request shawl from the scrap shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel. And this is Miss Babs and Madeline Tosh. And this is for Talia. And so I did work on this a little bit. I just was able to get back to the gray yesterday. Or it was yesterday if it was Friday. We were watching a movie. Must have been Friday because we had popcorn yesterday. Yeah. So you can see here my hook out so I can show you without messing myself up. You still looking for your thing?
Well, actually, now I'm putting my socks back because then I'm going to work on that thing since I can't find the needle minder.
Okay, so I don't know if you can see that there's a sorry, Taya. There's a strip or a row or two of gray under the blue. Can you see that? I just started. Well, that looks nice.
It does.
Okay, so that's what I'm working on right now. I have a row in there, and I'm starting on the second row of this gray, and then I'll probably go into.
There it is.
Taya was concerned I might not have enough if I didn't, so I might go into this and just do it till it finishes, and then do something else, and then come back and pull in this with maybe a row or two, whatever I have left of it, because I don't have a lot of Mad-Tosh either, so I don't want to run out or just look stupid.
I have more than Mad-Tosh.
I have this one.
I have more of it.
Okay, so that'll be good then. All right. So yeah, so that's this one. This is just the same as the
I think
other
I
one.
only gave you a little bit of it because I have at least a skein or two more.
Okay, well that's good to know. I might need to do another skein, possibly. You'll break into another skein. Okay, that's it.
Okie dokie. So next in my, let me check my show notes again. I stuck it in my pocket so I wouldn't lose it. The needle thing.
The needle thing, yeah.
Instead of putting it on the table like I always do.
Right. Changing things up doesn't work very well for us. Just, we forget what we do.
Okay, so, yes. This one got a decent amount of work. In my Knitter's Magic brown bag is the Project, the Quicksilver sweater. This is the Hillcrest coat, I believe. Yes, Hillcrest coat by Amy Miller.
You opened it up and I thought it was your horse blanket.
No, it's softer than that.
I know it is, but what'd you do with your horse blanket anyway?
I wore it the other day on the podcast. I don't usually wear it because...
On the podcast or the live stream?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Same difference.
That's a rough... no, it's not.
I do believe it's the podcast, but I can't remember for sure.
No biggie.
So, yeah, I have, I think, a few more rows before I start holding stitches for the pockets.
Okay, cool.
And it seems awfully short, but A, I think the pockets go up fairly high. And then B, Davina's
Just a little bit.
torso is shorter than mine. So what's going to seem like it's really short to me is going to be perfect for her.
Yep.
How
long is it supposed to go?
Oh, I don't know. I have to look at the pattern. Having a little bit of trouble focusing. I think I'm trying to develop a headache.
Now? Okay. Are you done with that one?
Yeah, I am.
All right. Did you bring your medicine in here?
Yeah, I did. It's not to that point. It's just enough that's making it hard for me to focus.
Okay. Let me clip this one off. Okay. I do like projects where I've learned it enough that I can just not worry about how many rows I'm doing and just work it. And this is one of them. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this one is in my B-Wing Country bag, and this is another KF Jones pattern. This is the Country Roads blanket from the Jelly Roll pattern by KF Jones, and I'm using US 8s and US 10 red circulars on this. and there's just whatever yarn I pull out, decayed weight. I'm a bit tangled up here. Let me just see what I can do to get it untangled a little bit. There we go. I'm very creative. I'm not sure how I did this. Let me see. Okay. One good thing about doing it on this long needle is if I lose my whatever, I just stick it in the center and it doesn't go anywhere. So, all right. So here's the third color. It's a blue. I haven't done a lot, but you can see that I have done some. And I'm gonna have to weave in these ends probably sooner rather than later. Yeah, I've got 3 colors on here so far, and I have to see what the measurements are, how far I'm gonna go. But this will be kind of fun. It's gonna have kind of a watercolor effect, I think. Sort of like, maybe? Patchworky color work, watercolor, I don't know. So anyway, that's that. That's all I have to say about that.
Alright, let me check my show notes to see what's next for me. Okay, so, in my PHN Faces bag, this is my red version. Mom's is blue.
And we had a gray one as well.
Yes. This is, I call this my Frozen sweater, but the pattern is the Granville Cardigan. It's by Fiona Ellis. And it's actually a pieced, cabled cardigan. And it's got, it'll have a zipper. So let's see, yeah, this is the, so it's going to be like that. And you can see the cable that's building.
Very pretty.
Along there. I believe they have me increasing. Yeah, they're having me increase again.
You already did the Ann sweater, right?
Or I showed the Ann sweater, yeah. So yeah, this one got a little bit of work done on it. It gets kind of, there's a couple of sweaters that I have that kind of get pushed to the back burner in comparison to other sweaters. The bigger ones tend to get a little bit more work.
Bigger as in heavier weight, or bigger as in...
Well, they're all about the same weight. No, bigger as in where I'm at in the pattern.
Right. Well, that makes sense. You're closer to finishing those, and if you can finish them, you can, you know, then you can focus on the ones that aren't quite as far along. Let me just finish this row, so I can at least say I made some progress on this. This one doesn't... if I sat down here, I could probably finish a section, a little color section, you know, relatively quickly, depending on how big I want to make it, how much yarn I want to use on it. So I'm just going to finish up this row.
Good, because it's your turn.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I want to finish this off so I can do the row. Just have to make sure. This is the other one I was talking about, between this one and the what was I was working
burrow
on?
wrap.
The burrow wrap. That they end slightly differently, slightly similarly, enough similarly that it messes me up. So I have to, if I'm not working on them both consistently, I need to check. Okay, like that. Okay, that takes care of that. She went too quickly on her last one for me to get any significant progress on this, but that's okay. This is such a cute bag, Brittany. Thank you.
The Granville being so pretty much where it's been at, where people have looked at it, it doesn't look that much different, so it's not.
Yeah, but if you worked on it, you need to show it.
Exactly, but that's why it doesn't take very long.
Oh, okay.
Can't really wax philosophical about something that looks almost exactly the same.
Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Okay, this is my last project to show that I'm working on, and this is in my Emma Owl bag. Look, Emma, it's getting used. I love this bag.
I did plan things right. I only have one more to show too.
Good. Okay. I wasn't really thinking about it. This is my Mint Surprise baby blanket from the Cerebelle scarf pattern, and this is by Sarah Sweethearts. You guys know this because I have multiple projects by her on my hook. So I've made some progress on this, maybe a few rows. So it is growing. I may not have to use my other skein. We'll have to see. And I don't really have a lot to say about it because I had I had 2 other Cerebelles that I showed you already. So there's not a whole lot to say about the Cerebelle except to say that it's very versatile. And I'm not sure the lady I'm making this for is actually pregnant or not.
Mm-hmm.
But there are plenty of people pregnant in our parish, and we also have the pregnancy center, so I'm not worried about it. This will go somewhere.
Right, you'll find a home.
Somebody will like it, so yeah. And I like this color. I wasn't sure how I felt about the color when I got it. I was looking for kind of a gender neutral color for the kid,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't know if it was baby or it would be a boy or girl. And it actually looks really pretty with this lighter color. It's kind of
like a mint.
Yeah, and it's kind of heirloomy.
Mm-hmm.
That the ivories, the greens like this kind of slate kind of blues and the rose pinks, those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a Victorian kind of feel to them, and I like that. So it makes it fun to work on. This pattern is just pretty. It makes me happy. So, your turn.
So my last one is in my this is a bag that I won from
Spicy Mama.
yeah, and I don't remember what her actual name was.
I can see it. I can see her face.
Yeah, I can see her face.
Yeah.
Was it Crafty Mama?
No, Spicy Mama.
No, I mean her actual name.
Well, that wouldn't be her actual name.
I mean her actual Spicy Mama was not what her podcast name was.
Spicy Mama was her podcast.
No, it wasn't. That's what we called her.
It was. I forget what it was. She changed it though.
Yeah, but it wasn't Spicy Mama.
I don't remember what. Spicy Homemaker. Spicy
There
Homemaker.
we go.
I knew it was Spicy something. Spicy Homemaker. Yeah.
Okay, so this is just started its midweek. This is the Thorns Hooded Cow. At this moment, it's tentatively being called Penny for Your Thoughts. And this is one of Mom's yarns. This is I'm sorry, I can't think right now.
That's Pennies from Heaven, but
Pennies
it's a
from Heaven,
variant.
yeah.
It's a variant.
And this is a sport weight, so it's a lot thinner than my previous Thorns Hooded Cows.
Are you using the same size needle?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I didn't want to adjust the needle size because that could potentially make it where it wouldn't fit.
Right.
Also defeat the purpose of making it lighter weight.
Right. Well, I think it would still be lighter weight. It would just be not quite as light.
Mm-hmm.
But let me just finish this row.
But yeah, so it's turning out pretty. It gets a decent amount of work on it. And I'm doing version 2 because I have enough for the longer cowl and for a hood.
Can you show the skein so you can see what it looks like in the skein?
Yeah.
And the cake, I mean. So this is a variant. It's slightly darker than because I was playing with the skein that I dyed up for her was bigger, so I had to play around and adjust, and I didn't adjust it quite the way I wanted to, but I think it turned out really pretty.
Yeah, it did. So yeah, that did get some work on it.
Let me just finish this row, and I will. I think we had. Do you have any FOs?
No,
Okay, I don't either.
we both have rips, so
Yes, I have a lot of rips.
I only have the one. Oh, I have 1.5, and I can't show you the half because it's not over here.
I have 4 rips, so actually one of them that I ripped, I just didn't say anything before it was still in my whips.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have 4 to show, so just let me do this thing. You're not going to show the other one though?
No, it's in my room, and I don't feel like getting it.
All right, I'll show 2, and then.
Not to mention, that's the one that went to the hospital, so I'm not bringing it over here.
Okay.
And by going to the hospital, when I worked, I would wear that one.
Right. Okay, so let me close this one off. Strings all over the place. There are no strings on me. Okay. All right, I'm going to do 2, and then you can do 2, okay?
I don't have...
And 1.
Yeah.
And then I'll do my other 2. Let's see here. Okay, the first one is in my Silvershed USA bookworm bag. And I had started a bunch of scrubbies, and I just decided I didn't want to do them. So I pulled out the one that was in here. Empty bag. I just didn't want to do it anymore. It was a round dish scrubby pattern. I did a couple of them. They're sitting on my desk waiting to have the ends woven in. But I tore out the one I was working on. It wasn't coming out the way it should.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't going to work on it because I didn't feel like it. So, and nothing to do with the pattern. I made others. The other one that I pulled out is in my Silver Shed USA Archimedes Owl. It's a Christmas bag that Davina made the artwork for me. And bag. And a Davina collaboration. I'm sad that no more of these will be happening.
Right.
Here's the yarn. It was a baby sweater. It's not a baby sweater anymore. Because I didn't feel like doing it anymore. So, it went the way of the dodo. Your turn.
So what I do is, you saw this originally in the Bombers hood, which is Thorns Hooded Cow. It was just, it really needed to be washed because it was crinkling up so much. I really didn't like the way my tension had turned out because of it. It still needs to, it feels still a little damp.
Yeah.
But
Does it still feel a little damp?
maybe it's just cold, but it's on the inside. It might just be cold.
No, it's still damp.
Yeah.
Because you have it so thick here.
Yeah, well, I chose the wrong Swift to put it on. So, excuse me. It's definitely a lot less crinkly than it was, and whenever, I'll be knitting the Bomber's hood again, but I might, now let's probably go right into the Bomber's hood, because I was thinking about adding it on to the sweater, but I still have quite a bit more of that other yarn for the sweater. No sense in not using this for the Bomber's hood when I have another yarn set aside for the sweater. So yeah, I think this will look a lot nicer now.
It was very erratic, and her stitches aren't erratic.
No, I have very even stitches, and it was making me look like I had terrible tension. It was driving me nuts. So I ripped it and washed it, which was a new experience for me.
Okay, the next ones that I pulled out, the first one is in my Silver Shed Davina's Owl bag. Not Christmas. Okay. This, I just dragged my feet, but I finally pulled out the Pesty Westy baby blanket, which is from Talia's Migraine baby blanket. It's not because I don't like her pattern. I don't like the way it was turning up in this yarn. I like the color of this yarn. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a red heart, I think. I don't have a ball band anymore, but I think it's a red heart love or something like that. So it's not overly bad. It's not horrible to work with. I don't like knitting with it. I've come to the conclusion I don't like knitting with acrylic. So I yanked it out. It had a mistake that I was going to have to keep track of things before I, so I could get it even. I was going to even it out. It wasn't a bad mistake. I didn't stop it. I just made it into a design element.
Right.
But I didn't want to have to worry about where to do it. And I wasn't liking the feel of this yarn on my hands. I'll make the blanket again later, maybe.
Right. I mean,
it's
there's no point in it when you're not enjoying it.
And it's not that it's not well written. It's beautifully written, and I love the pattern.
And also, sometimes you're just not in the mood for something.
Yeah, I just wasn't. And I dragged my feet because I didn't want to yank one of Talia's patterns, but I did. So, takes care of that one. And the other one is, I had a design in progress, and I pulled it out because it was stupid. So, this is in my Stitched by Mimi teacup bag. Thank you. This, Sandy. This just has a bunch of skeins of yarn in it, and I was playing around with making a mantilla, but I think the yarn I have is too heavy. I don't know if I pulled it out or not. See, I don't know. It just seems like it might be too heavy. I don't know. Maybe now I'm not sure.
For which? For
the mantilla.
For mantilla. I mean, I guess it all depends on what kind of.
Does that look too heavy?
Maybe a bit. Usually they're pretty thin.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lady at church who has a homemade mantilla.
Well, if you like hers and you like, I think what really depends on your preference.
I think what I need for mantilla, I really need to have a lace weight, and then do a normal size hook, like the same hook I would
right,
do for
and
this.
that would probably help take out the annoyance of the lace weights too.
It would open up the stitches a little bit.
I might still have some lace weight that I hadn't gotten rid of.
So that's
try a fingering weight before you do lace, or is that a fingering?
This is a fingering.
Oh, okay.
This, let me see. I'll get something. Yeah, because this is cyber craft work. Yeah, fingering weight. So these are for fingering weight.
Yeah, then it's gonna have to be a lace.
And I'm not a big fan of lace weight. It's just, it's hard for me to work with. And if you use the bigger hook, sometimes it's hard. It's fiddly when you start. So there's that.
Okay, so we did rips. I did finish 4 things for beads and string, but those are all orders, so they're all out. I don't have with me, I got new materials to, I had actually forgotten I had ordered them because I had ordered them at Lent, but they didn't have them available. Once a new to me source had the pieces, or like medals for lack of a better term, for Stations of the Cross. It helps you pray along the
Way of the cross.
Each step along Jesus' path to his crucifixion, starting with the
I think it's the agony. Start with the agony garden.
I feel like I might start with the agony garden. Sorry, my brain. I'm really having a hard time thinking.
I'm not sure if it starts with the. Yeah, I think it starts with the agony in the garden. Then they come and get him, and then he's in front of Pilate. I think.
So they have each. It's 12 or 13, maybe 13, 14.
No, if you have the resurrection, you have 15 stations.
It's 15. Okay.
If you have,
and I have the resurrection.
If you don't have the resurrection, it's 14. I'm not sure if our Protestant brothers and sisters do the Stations of the Cross or not. I'm not very
aware.
I'm not very conversant in that, but
well, what's nice about this is it's little colored pictures, so they're pretty, and then on the back it says the number of the station, and I didn't realize it was in Spanish, but in Spanish it says the name of it.
In Espanol, yes.
So I had picked up one for me because that's what I wanted it for originally, but I'd also picked up some for the shop. I do have ones without Spanish coming in that are just plain metal ones, so I can have one that for people who don't want Spanish on their stations. But I'll probably keep one back for my grandma, one of the Spanish ones, because she's Colombian. So I'll keep back one of the one without any writing on it at all for my grandpa, because I'm not sure the Spanish would work quite as well for him. He doesn't do languages really.
No, he doesn't. It's not a thing for him. Okay.
So then he'll have his masculine, plain metal one. She'll have her pretty one with Spanish on it.
Okay, now, what was that? Shop?
That was actually
Beads and string.
Beads and string, but I had accidentally pulled in a little bit of stash enhancement, but yeah. No, I don't really have much in the... Well, no, I do. I'll have news for shop in a bit. But
I don't have graphic novel. That'll be royalties next.
Yeah, you wanted to start a new section for dyeing.
Yeah, dyeing.
Out of the dye pot or something.
Yeah. I haven't decided on the name for this yet. Okay, so for
Colorful Cauldron.
What's that?
Colorful Cauldron.
Colorful Cauldron. Magic Cauldron.
Yes.
Okay. So the thing that Talia showed you, the Pennies from Heaven Thorns Cow, this is the color that it's more copper than brown.
And I actually kept it nearby for comparison. I did think that much ahead. I went ahead and took the migraine medicine just to try to nip it in the bud.
Right. So you can see it's the same,
idea, but this one's definitely darker.
So this is Pennies from Heaven. It's definitely a penny color. And I may try a different way of dyeing it later, but Talia's making me a sweater with this.
Yes, as soon as we're done here, I can cake it up so I can start her sweater.
Davina got me 2 of these alpaca.
2 or 3, I
2 or
saw
3,
that.
2 of them, I think, because I bought 2 more, and then I went and bought 4 more of those, because this is really soft. It was limited edition at my shop, so I have 4 more of these that I can dye up in something else. Very, very soft. It's baby alpaca, and this has not yet been rescathed, but that will really make a difference. And I am going to try a different way of dyeing this colorway up later on. This is a little bit of a the yarn's a little thinner than I normally do it because I haven't rescanned it yet, and so the ball band doesn't want to stay on. But it's so soft. This is 291 yards of a DK, so that's a lot of yardage for a DK. That's all I have for dye pot.
It looks like it might be a thinner DK.
You think? I don't know, maybe.
Trying to find it, and it's not.
Well, the thing with this is that this was a light worsted for a long time. It's not that much.
You're pulling a different yarn.
No, that's right. Isn't this attached to this?
Oh yeah, it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it.
It just looks thinner in the skein.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be a tad thinner.
Yeah. But
It might be a true DK because this was for a long time a light worsted DK.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So we're just gonna set this over here.
okay, so that's the dye pot. The other stuff I have is shop news. So
Which is actually usually the next thing.
okay, well I don't have any graphic novel. No. Okay.
So I'll do mine
shop-
first because it's quicker.
Okay.
I have, I think, 3 new Rosary listings, and I also it's it's Franciscan Rosary, so it's St. Francis with the wolf on it, and the San Damiano cross. That's the one where he had his vision, where he's talking to, where Jesus tells him they wants him to rebuild his church, and then the other one. Then I also have one that I call. Initially, I was going to call it Protector's Rosary, but I end up calling it something else, and I can't remember what I ended up calling it. But basically, it's got a centerpiece and matching Our Father beads that have St. Michael on one side. On the other side, it has the Guardian Angel.
Angels at my side.
No, I had something else I called it. I just can't remember because I'm having trouble thinking.
Right.
I actually have a name on there.
Oh, good. I thought you were still looking for one.
No, I'm not looking for one. I found one.
Oh, good.
I just can't think right now. And then my last one is a Juan Diego rosary. It's got a really pretty colored centerpiece, which is great because you get the full effect of the of Our Lady on the tilma, Our Lady Guadalupe, and it has roses falling from the tilma. So yeah, those rosaries are up in the shop. And then I also have released the Palm Pup. It was a patron-only pattern for 6 months, approximately, and it just got its release date this past week, so he is now available for everybody to purchase. But if you are a Patreon, especially if you're a $5 Patreon, he's available to you regardless.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that should be it for shop news.
Okay, for shop news. I don't think Talia said I hadn't shown these. I thought I had, but she said I didn't. So these, this is a limited edition base. I can get it again if I need to. It's a fingering sock, and it's 80/20 superwash fine Highland wool and polyamide. Okay, and this is Creamsicle. Now that the summer is really in full swing, Creamsicle. And I meant to take pictures of these and put them in the shop. I just haven't had a chance. I guess it's an orange Creamsicle. I always think of this color when I think of Creamsicles, even though they now show them in other colors. Like that's not a Creamsicle to me. This is a Creamsicle.
No, why would it be in other colors?
Yeah. So this one I'll be taking pictures of this and putting it in the shop.
Because I always think of vanilla orange flavor.
Yes. And sometimes they call it orange Creamsicle.
Yeah.
So that's this. And then this one I had to hem and haw with the name until I finally came up. I think it's going to be, I'm going to have to change the tags to have bonfire in here, but I think it's actually going to be called Wildfire. And this has not yet been reskeined. So this is a DK weight.
It feels like a mix of the dark pennies from heaven and the lighter pennies from heaven.
This is a DK, and you can see how pretty this is. This is probably going to be called Wildfires. It's really, I almost called it the Browns, but nobody else would probably get it. So Dan might, but here we go. So it has to be reskeined, but
Dog pound.
Dog pound. Don't let the dog. Who let the dogs out? So anyway, this is tentatively being called Wildfires. I have an image that I saw that is spot on for this. So I think this would be really pretty.
Indeed.
And I'm thinking of putting a different color with it, maybe making it a DK set with a color that will complement it. What did I do here? Did I miss something? Well, it looks like I might have missed a tie somewhere. Okay, So I will just do that. That'll work. Okay. So that's this color. I am starting to get some ideas to put in the shop. I just have to find a time, first of all, where I can focus, and then secondly, where I can actually do stuff. My husband was home an extra day this week. And
2 extra days. He's not usually home Thursday or Wednesday.
I forgot that was Wednesday as well. His birthday was Thursday.
Wednesday.
Okay. His birthday was Wednesday. His appointment was Thursday, so he took off Wednesday too. He doesn't usually take off his birthday, but he did this time because he had an appointment on Thursday, and he doesn't work Fridays. He works 10-hour days on Monday through Thursday. So he was going to be off Thursday for his birthday. And Thursday for the appointment, and Friday for regular. He just took off for his birthday. So anyway, I'm hoping that I can get more time to just dye up some yarn, but like most of my time this week was like, okay, I have to make his cupcakes for his birthday, and we have to make sure we got the right meal set up, because in this house we celebrate on the weekends for the birthday. So like tomorrow I'll start the meal, and today we're going out. We're going out. It's coming in food. So, and it's just, just getting ready for this. It's a big deal in our house, Christmas and birthdays and things like that. So not a lot of time to just focus. And I'm also trying to figure out what things that I do don't really need to be done anymore, if I'm doing them just out of habit or using them to waste time or whatever, so I can just prioritize and get more done of the things I want to get done. One of those things is doing more of this. Okay, so
not that specific skein necessarily, but dyeing in general.
Just dyeing in general. I've got some ideas for holiday colors. I have some ideas for just putting some of the returning some colors to the shops that aren't there right now. So we'll see what happens. Okay, that leads us to royalties, stash enhancements.
Yes, I do have. Hang on, let me get up. So my stash enhancement is courtesy of Brittany B-Wing. First part of it was this was really sweet of her sending both of these.
Yes.
The pattern is snowflake hat and mittens.
That's so pretty.
And
isn't that pretty?
There you go. Now this one, I didn't register when she kind of mentioned the book, but I didn't register that this was something I'd already been looking at that I kind of wanted to pick up at some point. I already had it kind of as a wish, because this is supposed to be, you kind of, from what I understand, it's really flexible about how you do your sweater.
And the author, the designer, you'll recognize the name because she's fabulous.
Yeah. So this is Strange Brew. This is Tin Can. It's actually, I think it's a day. It's not just one person. And I really like this sweater here. Both of them are the same sweater.
Is her hair actually long? I thought it was short.
This lady's, yeah.
Yeah, because
I'm sorry. This lady's hair is short.
Okay, there's two guys here, right?
Yeah, she's not in this picture.
Turn it over. No, turn it.
That's someone else.
Okay.
You can tell just by the way they're standing, no, it's someone else. Okay. She has multiple. See, there's another.
Some of these are gorgeous.
There's a better picture of this one.
Yeah, I like that sweater. It's pretty.
It's really pretty, and I do have a desire to knit that. Because when I first saw it was in blue.
I like the blue one. It's pretty.
But it was nice to see in multiple colors, and
Steek it.
Walks you through steeking. This one probably doesn't have steeking. The ones where you don't have the color work in the middle sleeve, like this one, honestly probably does have steeking.
Even though it's a pullover?
Yes, because you're going to need to steek where, you see there's color work right along where you're having to pick up stitches for the sleeves. There's no point where you have an easy area to pick up for the sleeves. You're going to have to steek there.
Wow.
That's why they haven't mentioned, because they don't have any cardigans in here. These are all pullovers. So, pretty sure it's all pullovers.
It looks like it, yeah.
So, the steeking is probably where the color work and the sleeves are in the same area.
It's a nice book.
It is. So, you can see here, he probably has steeking for his sleeve here, because you can see the color work actually travels into the sleeve. I was just going to check and see if it actually says anything about the steeking in here. Separate finishing. Well, maybe it doesn't have steeking for these. That it looked like it would have, but so I'll be interested in seeing which ones are steeked and which ones aren't. That's pretty tough.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so there's a lot in here. This is, like I said, this is something I always kind of wanted to have, so it's really nice that
it doesn't look like all of them are heavy. Some of them look like they might be fingering weight.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, actually, I'm sorry, Mom. This is the one where they give you multiple. You can do it in either Aran, DK, or sock.
Excellent.
And then you have all the sizes. Tinky and Knits always does like 20 million sizes.
That's like George does. He gives you how to do the different size yarns and different
But this is actually not just like George. What this is like is Jen Hagen, where she has all the different weights of yarns and then all the different sizes.
George has that.
Okay, I don't remember him doing quite as often as maybe
every pattern I have that's like that. He has different weights and stuff like that. I have to check my patterns again
because I don't remember him writing it quite like this. This is very similar to the way Jen Hagen.
His was set up where you went like this.
You have it like so. It says these are your decreases for them. This is your sizes for the Aran, your sizes for the DK,
right? Your
sizes for the sock. And every single sweater has that. And they usually go from child to adults. And I can never remember, let's see. So, like, for example, this one, you have 0 to 6 months to men, to 4XL. So, yeah, that's quite a range.
It is a range. It's a good buy.
So, yes, really am excited about that. It's not for me. It wasn't a buy; it was a gift. So I really appreciate it. Thank you, Brittany.
Okay, mine. The first thing, I think I might have gotten this after the podcast last week. I'm not an artist, so I'm getting these for journaling. And if I don't use them for whatever reason, I'll probably give them to Davina for Christmas. So I have this one. I specifically looked for ones that did not have the perforation because if I use it for a journal, I don't want it coming out.
Yeah. Honestly. Even if Davina was to get that art pad from you, she wouldn't want it to come out either.
Right. And then this is the other one. It was funny. They had like $6.99, $7.99 journals, and then one down was like $10 or $12. And this one was bigger than some of the. It was really erratically priced. So I got a good price on this.
Well, were the other ones prettier? Maybe
no. So this is just. I've always loved working at. Even as a kid, if I went to a store, like a grocery store or something with my mom, or if I was on my bike and I went to get candy and I was in the store looking around, I always gravitated to the pens and the paper and the notebooks and things like that because it's just something I've always done. It's just, my desire to be creative in this medium exceeds my talent, but I really do like this kind of stuff, so we'll see if I can get the journal started with these, at least one of these. And the other thing I picked up yesterday with my husband. I haven't picked up a crochet book, a crochet magazine in a long time. So this is what I got. Crochet in a Weekend. And I really wasn't sure that I wanted to do it because it's put up by Annie's, because I wasn't sure I would do anything in it. But look at this.
Isn't that adorable?
I want what's in there. I want that little thing. He's cute. But anyway, the sweater looks adorable. And so I thought, okay, that I might make that. And there's another sweater here that maybe I'll make, maybe I won't, but that one I liked. Little poncho for a little girl. I don't need to make some of these things. They have cuddly things, like they're little, very simple toys.
They're very simple toys.
Like pillow kind of toys. I found this interesting, and if I can figure it out for myself, I might teach Davina, because she likes jewelry. You use thread or string or instead of regular yarn, and you bead it. And apparently it's called Turkish crochet bracelets. And it really, look at this on her hand. Can you see? I'm challenged, directly challenged. Can you see that? How pretty that is?
Yeah, I can see it.
It doesn't look like something you say, oh, that's crocheted or whatever. It looks like a piece of jewelry.
Right.
So yeah, I thought that was interesting. Trying to find the stuff that kind of spoke to me and why I picked it up, because I want to try these, because Talia, it doesn't look like it goes around it looks like it just goes back and forth for the sole.
Oh, okay.
So these, in fact, both sets that I looked at,
That's a bit unusual for slippers.
Let's see here. I just figured some of the stuff in here would make nice gifts or whatever. There's this pair of slippers that also doesn't seem to go around the bottom of the chain, which, if I have to, I will, but bottom of the chain is a pain in the neck.
I remember how unhappy you were when I went that option for my back pattern.
Yeah, I did it, but I was not a happy camper about it. I can do it. I was thinking about doing this. This takes a Q hook and 6 strings of worsted weight yarn, I think it is. Let me see. Yeah. 4 strands of worsted weight for rugs. I have some braided rugs in my kitchen that have seen better days, and I like that style.
Right.
And it's hard to find, so I was thinking maybe making some of these.
Mm-hmm. And you could choose the colors that you want.
Right. And so there was enough in here that I might make to make it worth my while, so I picked it up.
And you also gained a couple crochet ones from me, but they're not over here.
Oh, I forgot about those.
I also forgot to bring my bags with my 2 other needle adjacent sweaters.
Right.
Because,
and I may have some
issues.
I may have some other things to show you later on, because I've been on a kick where I don't want to do anything. As Talia and I were talking, I don't know if you all saw Angelina Jolie in
Tomb Raider,
the first Tomb Raider, where the guy's walking in with the telegram, he's looking around, everything's destroyed, and I just woke up this morning and hated everything. And that's what I feel like about my projects right now. I just woke up and I just hate everything. I don't want to do anything. I want to do something new. So, and I don't really hate them all. It's just...
None of them are new interesting right now.
Yeah, so that's that. Okay, I know that you're not feeling well, so we should probably push this along.
It's just a little bit of trouble focusing, that's all. I took the migraine medicine. Once I finish this kicking in, that'll help. Already it feels like it's a little less. Mm-hmm. I'm hitting it earlier than
We're supposed to have thunderstorms this afternoon sometime, maybe this evening, and tomorrow. So that's... I can feel it in my jaw right now. Mm-hmm. So...
Well, when I woke up this morning, I was concerned that I might be headed for a migraine.
Right. So we're going to... she's been having a rough week, so we're going to push forward.
So next, I don't know why I brought up my show notes. Oh, that's why I brought up my show notes. Because we're doing reading and stuff. I actually didn't read that much this week. I read like 3-4 books. I have just read a little bit of The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. Been trying to get a little bit of reading in each day for James Alberioni and Marvel of Our Times, and Until Christ Be Formed in You by James Alberioni. I also have been reading Queen of the Conqueror, The Life of Matilda, Wife of William I by Tracy Borman.
Well, you had another session having for Daddy. That book. The one he bought you.
Oh, I actually forgot to pick it up. I need to do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think you probably told me on day I wasn't feeling well.
No, I was going up to bed. I said...
Yeah, I mean, I've been feeling well. So
last night.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it. So, yeah, I had to pick that up still. I'll take a look and see what it was. Well, let me do that now. It's in my email probably. But, yeah, so I've been reading those. When I haven't felt up to reading, I've been listening / watching, be under Amazon, YouTube documentaries, things from Timeline, which is very, I think it's put out by BBC. BBC has a couple really good history programs. And let's see, so it would have been a gift. You said it was yesterday?
That's what he told me.
Let's see.
All right, while she's doing that, I wanted to...
There it is, okay.
Touch on the bags. As I said last week, I think the bags are a work in progress. I sent the pictures to Anne. Mike did do the artwork for it, so that's that. And I don't know where she's at on it just yet. I'll have to touch base with her next week and see what she's where she's at with it, because she doesn't know how many people want it. So I think we're looking at probably large or extra large, right, Taya?
Yes.
So, and I think we're possibly looking at the same general color, but color backgrounds, but probably a different shade. So it's different. So that's where we're at with that. And I also want to remind the people who are Patreons, we have a live stream this Friday. Okay,
Yes.
It's this Friday. We moved it to the second Friday of the month instead of the first.
Yes, because my sorry, my phone's being really slow. There we go, accepted. Yeah, because first Friday is just not possible anymore. We had a schedule conflict. But I do have the book, which is actually the one that he got me for my stash enhancement, The Making of Henry VIII, Uncovering the Tudors. What's good about it is has all authors that I like. They said that this person's actually can't see who wrote it. Yeah, it's not showing up very well, but they said that this is perfect for readers of Alison Weir, which y'all know I am, Tracy Borman, that's who I'm reading for the current book I'm reading, which is on Matilda, the wife of William the Conqueror, and then Antonia Fraser, who I believe I've read a different book of hers. So, yes, very good choice on his part. I'll have to make sure I said thank you. But yeah, I've been watching things on YouTube by Timeline, which is a BBC program. I guess they have multiple programs within Timeline. They had a series on the Plantagenets, a series on the War of the Roses. My newest thing, though, if you like cooking shows but also like history, there's something, the guy actually used to work with Disney, and then when everything went on, like everyone either got laid off or had issues because of COVID, he wasn't able to work for a long time, so he dove into his interest in cooking and in history, and was during that time period able to make it actually work as a job for him. So now has like I think a deal for a cookbook and a bunch of other things like that. He does medieval and historical recipes. It's called Tasting History, and he'll just take, while he's cooking whatever historical recipe based off of, you know, either old cookbooks or things described in literature, he'll then give you the history of the thing, so it's very cool. So yeah, that's been actually, while I've not been feeling up to eating much of anything, I've been binge watching Tasting Through History, which is like, sounds kind of sadistic or masochistic rather, to be like, oh, I don't feel well enough to eat much of anything, let's just watch a bunch of food episodes. But yeah,
Are you ready?
yes,
Are you sure?
yes.
Okay. My reading has basically been the same. I did pick up my Daily Prayer 2021 and read some of that, Mother Teresa. I didn't read any of the Hobbit this time around, or of Mother Thecla's book. Did we do the Divine Office for Dodos this week?
No, we meant to,
Yeah.
and then I skipped at least one tea, and then another tea I was so groggy that it just didn't happen.
But I did do Abandonment to Divine Providence and The Listening Eye by Patricia Wentworth. So I've been doing a lot of listening, and also my treadmill, because of the stuff I'm doing on the Hallow app, which is a lot of prayer things, they're doing a couple of challenges, and that takes up a lot of my time. So when I would be reading, I'm actually listening to something. So I haven't been able to keep up with my reading as much as I'd like. We have done quite a bit of brainstorming for our shared story, which is
You must have
nice.
done that early in the week. 'Cause
We
I
did,
didn't-
yeah. It was
okay.
early in the week. Okay, so that's basically that. Just want to remind you, I don't think we have anything really for slice of life, if you will.
No, I don't think anything.
So we do want to thank everybody who wished my husband a happy birthday. I passed along your birthday wishes. He was very happy about that. Thank you. At least I think I did. If I didn't, I'll do it after the podcast.
Right.
Okay. We do want to thank all the people who commented either on YouTube or at the PHN home group. If I don't thank you here, it's because I didn't see you or you didn't do it before I got my show notes posted. So we thank you as well. Want to thank Steph, Wendy MacGyver, Emma, Stephanie, Looney Hiker, Christina, Wombat of Doom 53, Joan, and that's all of them that I noticed. So thank you very, very much for your comments. We appreciate them. Remember, Patreons, the live stream is this Friday. And for the rest of you, we wish you a very blessed weekend full of every good thing. We wish you every blessing, and we hope to see you here for the fun in the Woman Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 466, and that's a wrap.
Bye.